Hello, I am 98, and we're going to be taking a look at an FV304 replay today, affectionately known as Bert the Avenger by some of the more popular World of Tanks YouTubers out there. The FV304 is a rather unique little artillery piece. It can be used to, drive me closer. I want to hit them with my sword. And you'll see a few examples of that in this replay. I had a lot of fun with this game. As far as commentary on my videos is concerned, I'm still getting a little bit used to it. So you're going to have to bear with me as I grow my teeth in this particular format. Now, the first tank spotted is a Cromwell enemy tank by that object 416. That object player over there is going to be kind of a linchpin for our team pretty much all game long. And, props to him for being as good a player as he is. I'm a fairly average player myself. I don't necessarily make the right calls all the time, and I can be very aggressive when it comes to my strategies and tactics. That's why I like typically playing very heavily armored tanks, like the Gig-Tig 8.8 is one of my tier 8 premiums. The Tiger P is one of my best tanks. The Black Prince, I enjoyed the heck out of it. Really, I prefer British tanks overall. And I'm up to tier 9 in both the medium and heavy line on the British tanks. I love the heck out of the Conqueror's guns, and well, I like the Centurion's mobility. I'm working my way up to the T-54, and we'll see how that compares to the Centurion when I get there. So look forward to some videos from that tank in the very near future. I'm only about 30k XP out from getting it. Now I'm looking for shots over in the city, the IS, the Tiger 2. I see this IS come around to try to put some pressure on our T-34. So I start trying to drop shots on him.
Great shot.
I catch him right in the tracks, which allows the T-34 to finish him off. I'm looking for shots on this Yig-Tig. Fortunately, that house is a bit in the way. I do get one shot on him, but it just hits his armor. And he's right there on the edge of that house, and I have a feeling that my first shot might catch the edge of the house, which it does. But the second shot won't, now that that section of the building is destroyed. One of the best things about the FV304 is it has an ultra high gun arc, and what I'm aiming for here is his engine bay, trying to lob a shot right onto his engine bay. Unfortunately, I never really get a pin because he's moving about. I mean, that last shot did 154 damage to him. And well, now he's off radar, and I see this Tiger 2 pushing up to put some pressure on our KV2. Both KV2s on both teams are red players, as you can see, to XVM. Now that doesn't state anything about their skill, but when I'm looking at my XVM, when I see a red player, I don't expect that much out of them. I don't expect them to play aggressively when they need to be aggressive, and I don't expect them to put themselves in the right positions when they need to. And honestly, a KV2 can be fairly fast. Take a blind shot at the ELC, completely miss. And the city is just quite quickly getting overrun, and there's not much I can do about it, thanks to the rate of fire on this tank is amazing, but I just barely missed the Tiger 2 there. Anyways, back to what I was saying about red players and my opinion of them. And the tanks that they drive. basically, I know the strengths and weaknesses of most tanks in the game. Typical weak spots that I can aim for, things like that. I have quite a bit of experience driving against tier 10 tanks. I don't have any tier 10 tanks. I'm about 100k XP outside of my FV304B, my tier 10 British heavy tank. That's the closest I am to a tier 10 at this current point in time. I'm sitting here just looking for shots, playing the typical artillery role, trying to stay balanced when I see this 416 kind of shying away from the ELC. I'm kind of wondering where that YigTig 8.8 is, but the ELC is spotting for their enemy artillery. So I've got to deal with this ELC, and I come around and, you know, try my luck, and I get lucky, you know. I just straight blam that ELC in the face, and right here is where I take a very nasty hit. Doesn't directly hit me, so it doesn't kill me, and the other shot lands way behind me. So I get a little bit lucky, and I think that's all of my luck expended for this game. So I'm going to be playing a bit soft now with only 7 HP left. And right about here, my hands start sweating because it's now 4 versus 6, and the 6 they have left, a majority of the 6 they have left are very good players. However, we do have this Object 416 and a very good artillery piece still in play. While the artillery hasn't gotten any kills, it looks like he does quite a bit of damage throughout this game. And he will come in to linchpin for us later in the replay. So the Cromwell just fell off of the map. I'm looking to get into position to get shots on him. And hoping that Object 416 might decide to, you know, go spot him for me. However, it is a Cromwell. My chances of hitting him as an artillery piece are pretty slim. Of course, my chances of hitting the ELC, I take a blind shot at him because the Object 416 is not moving on just where I think he might be, and the Tiger II pops up, and I'm like, oh boy, our other artillery piece is in trouble. And so I'm gonna turn around here and try to go back and help him. He's way outside of my circle. I don't even know why I was zoomed in there. I should have just looked at my map rather than going forward, and moved forward rather than, you know, zooming down my scope. It's a bit of a waste of time and a bit of an error on my part. So I'm trying to pull him inside my yellow ring there so that I can get some shots on him, help out the artillery piece. Come down to the other side so the Tiger II can't shoot me. Relying on that super high gun arc again to pull some shots. Now I'm pulling in between to the blue circle so I can get some get a spot on him. When artillery obviously sees me and puts a shot near me. It kind of looks like it was a rushed shot. That's why it didn't land anywhere near me. But the Tiger II definitely spotted me before I spotted him, and I put a shot on him. And our artillery piece spots him again and finishes him off. So well played to him. Artillery is defending itself. So I'm starting to play this a bit more aggressively, and I'm thinking that it's time for a bit of a spot of revenge on that artillery piece, but there's no one around spotting. I'm doing a little bit of sliding around here on this hill as I try to get up it. And I do know that this thing is receiving a nerf next patch, but I have played it on the public test server, and while it does turn a bit slower, it was always a slow turner. And it's not quite as easily reaching its top speed anymore, especially over ground like this if you're off-road. But other than that, in practice, it doesn't really function all that differently. So I'm thinking that Cromwell has to have moved by now. So, I mean, if he is there, he's gonna kill me. So I go looking for some revenge on that artillery piece that took most of my hit points away. He's gonna regret not finishing me off. So again, I'm driving more like an ELC AMX than I am an artillery piece right now. And I go looking for him, and I don't spot him. But he does spot me. He tries to put a shot on me. If that shot would have connected, that would have been my game right there. But instead, since it didn't, that's the end of his game. The object finds the Cromwell right as I kill the artillery piece. And this M4043 tells me nice, and I didn't respond to him in game, but you know, if you ever see this video, well, thank you, man. It's nice to have, you know, some sportsman-like players in this game for once. You're a rare breed, man. The object gets the Cromwell before I can get a shot on him. And then we start getting capped. I hit a bit of a lag spike there. And I don't know what exactly happened, but I clicked on my screen again, which caused me to fire. It only lasted for a split second. But I'm back in the saddle and looking to get some spots on that YigTig 8.8. Seems that the FV304 was on the cap, and it moved off of it, trying to get closer to the artillery. And I want to save this guy. I really do. He is important to finishing off that YigTig. But the FV304 makes the same counter move I made to their artillery. And I take a random shot here, relying on the fast reload of this artillery piece and the speed of it. And I try to skirt around to get a spot on that YigTig. I'm not going for the YigTig. I'm not trying to catch him and ambush him. I'm just trying to spot him. He obviously spotted me. So, as you'll see in just a second, a shot will land near me from the FV304. There it is. Now I'm just waiting for the Object 416 to do some spotting for me. And he spots him, and he only has 98 health. Interesting. Which means I can finish him off with one shot, no matter if I hit his armor or not. I take a preemptive shot there, fairly badly aimed. I usually do that. I tend to try to aim better, but I was expecting him to move a little bit forward there. A little bit more forward. There. But this thing's aiming circle and reload time is usually collapsed to the point by the time your second shot is reloaded. So I always take that first shot. You know, you some rely on the roll of the dice a bit there. And the FV304 is spotted there. I'm going to prepare for getting shots on this FV304, but I don't expect to get them. So the 416 finishes off the FV304, and we pull back this game. I did 1138 damage. Anyways, thanks for watching. Those of you who do watch have been awesome, and we'll talk to you later.